Good morning, students. SJS welcomes you all. Now we are ready with the new chapter, that is chapter number 3, current electricity. In electrostatic, we have already discussed charge at rest position. But in current electricity, we will discuss charge in motion. The moving charges constitute an electric current, and the electric current can be compared with water in river. When water flows smoothly in river, the water current is constant or regular. It can be called as a steady water current. Similarly, when electric charges flows smoothly in a conductor, the electric current is said to be a steady electric current. But what happens when? During the time of flood, water current is very high and irregular. It is disastrous. Similarly, during lightning, electric charges flowing from clouds to the earth through the atmosphere constitute a very large electric current, and it is disastrous, or you can say that ruinous. The electric current during lightning is not steady. However, we have to study in this chapter only the steady current. So, for knowing what is a steady current, we should know first what is current carrier. What are the current carriers? So, the very first heading I am taking here, that is current carriers. What are the current carriers? Let me tell you, the charged particle which constitute electric current, in matter, like what? Like solid, liquid, or gas, are known as current carriers. Let me talk to you what are the current carriers in solid and liquid and gases. Let us discuss about these all. In solid mainly divided in 3 sections on the basis of current, that is conductor, insulator, and semiconductor. For the conductor, in conductor, free electrons constitute an electric current. That are free electrons, because in conductor there is a large number of electrons, that constitute current. And insulator, there is no free electrons, or the very less number of electrons, so there is no current carrier. There is no current carriers. That is why current is not flown in insulator. But in semiconductor, we can say that some of the free electrons are there, and some of the holes are there. So here, what is current carrier? The holes and the free electrons. Let us talk about the liquid. In liquid, some liquids which allow electric current to pass through them consequently dissociate into its ions. Like CuSO4 solution, if we are taking the example of CuSO4 solution, that breaks into Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus minus. Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus minus. Likewise, in liquid, they are breaking down or dissociate into its positive and negative ions. So in liquid, current carriers are what? Current carriers are positive and negative ions. Remember this. But what about gases? Let us talk about gases. Gases behave as insulator generally, but they get ionized and become conductor at very low pressure. So here, positive ions positive ions, and one more thing is there, electrons, and electrons are the current carriers, Moving further, let us take a very important topic of this chapter, and this one is electric current. This one is what? Electric current. Previously we have learnt about electric current, but I am telling you what is electric current. Electric current is defined as the amount of electric charges, flowing through any cross section of a conductor per unit time. Likewise, I can write I is equal to, because electric current is indicated by I is equal to total charge flown upon time taken. It can be written like Q by T. If I am taking capital Q or small q, so Q by T. So I can be written like Q by T. But we know that a conductor is made up by a large number of free electrons. So if small n electrons, each of charge small e cross through a cross section in t time, then it can be written like I is equal to, as we know that Q is equal to NE by T, or it is written like Q by T also. This can be written like I is equal to Q by T. As to know the basic concept of electric current, let us take a conductor which are having a large number of free electrons. When we attach this conductor to a battery, the electrons are diverted towards the positive end of the battery and start moving this direction. And the direction of current is opposite to the direction of electron. Remember this always. The direction of the current is always in opposite direction of the electron and in the direction of the electric field. So, however, electric current in a conductor is not always constant. So, electric current also may be defined as, the rate of flow of electric charge through cross section of a conductor. If delta Q be the net charge. If delta Q be the net charge we are taking, net charge passes through a cross section, through a cross section in delta t time, then average current I average can be written like delta Q upon delta T. And if the rate at which charges flows, at which charges flow varies in time, then instantaneous current is given like, instantaneous current is given by, how can you give that instantaneous current? That I becomes limit of delta t tended to 0, delta Q by delta T, or we can simply write it like dQ upon dt, the rate change of electric current. So electric current can be defined in terms of this. But what are the direction of electric current? Let me talk to you about the direction of electric current. Direction of what? Electric current. Now we are going to talk about the direction of electric current. Electric current always flow in opposite to the direction of electrons, opposite to the direction of electrons, and in the direction of electric field. As I can show you, if current is flowing in this direction, then electric field would be in this direction, but the direction of the electrons would be opposite. The direction of the electron would be opposite. Moving further, let me talk to you about the nature of electric current. What is the nature of electric current? It is very important to know. Nature of electric current. The basic concept of electric current is that it is treated as a scalar quantity, although it has that magnitude as well as direction, but yet it is treated as a scalar quantity. So let me talk to you about this. If suppose 2 ampere current is coming from this way and 7 ampere current coming from this way, then how much current would go from this way? That would be 9 ampere. If it is about 90-degree angle, yet it does not obey the addition law of vector. That is why it is not treated as a vector quantity. It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Always remember this. But if you are going for the upper classes or IIT JEE or other examination, so the most appropriate answer they are asking, the most appropriate answer would be, if you are getting two of the options, one is scalar quantity and another one is tensor quantity, so you have to only choose that tensor quantity. It is a tensor quantity as well as it is treated as a scalar quantity, but the most appropriate option would be tensor quantity. To understand the more concept about the electric current, I can just show you this. If suppose 1 ampere current coming from this way and 3 ampere current is coming from this way, then here it will go as 4 ampere. But similarly, if 1 ampere current is going out from this junction and 3 ampere current is coming from this junction, then how much current will flow here? That would be 2 ampere. It is following the direction, yet it is not following the law of vector. That is why it is treated as scalar quantity. But the most appropriate answer would be your tensor quantity. What are the types of the current? Let me tell you the types of current. Types of current. The very first type is steady direct current. Steady direct current. Direct current. What is a steady direct current? The current which does not itself change with respect to time, that is called steady direct current. As I can show you here in this particular graph, the current is constant at this direction and it is unidirection. So I can say that the electric current is said to be a steady direct current if its magnitude and direction do not change with time. That is steady direct current. Another current is that varying variable direct current. Now there is another type of current, that is varying direct current. As it is clear by the name, this one is varying direct current. That means I can just show you in graph, if the current flows like its magnitude changes with time and polarity remains constant. Likewise, I can show you here, that is called what? Varying direct current. Here magnitude changes with time, but polarity remains same. This kind of current is said to be what? Varying direct current. There is another type of current, that is called what? Alternating current. We are just going to study about alternating current. What is alternating current? Alternating current is a current which repeats itself after a regular interval of time and which moves in a periodic manner. That is called what? Alternating current. The current which repeats itself after a regular interval of time, that is called alternating current, and its polarity reverses periodically. Now let us talk about the unit of current. What is the unit of the current? We know that I is written like Q by T, capital Q by 2 or small q by T. You can write that Q is written in coulomb and T is written in second. So that is coulomb per second, and it is also written like ampere. Always it is asked in examination, what is 1 ampere? Define 1 ampere. So how will you define 1 ampere? It is the charge of 1 coulomb flows in 1 second through a cross section. So this one is all about the basic concept of electric current. SJS will see you again in the next lecture. Thank you.